All right, guys, I'm gonna make this video about bobbin winding to help you through that process. And there's a reason we don't start doing this until much later in the year, and it's because it's very picky. Like, you have to do it really correct. And the directions are very, very good. So just like all this sewing machine stuff, if you actually look at the diagrams, they absolutely tell you how to do this. So you want to start off by putting your thread on the machine. Make sure you have your hat on there. Thread first, then hat. And then you're going to put the thread just through that thread guide there. So it just goes through right here between the two metal pieces. Okay. And then the next step is this image right here, number 3. And what you're doing is you have to guide the thread to go exactly where you want it to wind. So we want it to wind in the middle. Like, I think we all know that by now. So what you're going to do is you're going to put it through from the middle going up. So the loose end is at the top. Okay, from the middle up. Then you're going to place it up here on your bobbin spindle and make sure you place it where this is on top, the thread that you just put through it, and you're going to push it all the way on. Like, sometimes I come around and people have it like that. No, it has to go all the way down. Okay, all the way down. It kind of hooks in there. All right? Then if you're looking at the directions, the next step, or actually the step before that, says to pop out your hand wheel. And that will disengage the needle. So the needle will not go up and down. Okay, the needle will not go up and down. Okay. So you disengage the needle, and in order to engage the spindle, we have to push this over to the right. If it's to the left, it will not engage, nothing happens. If we push it to the right, it will. Okay. The next step is you want to hold this top thread up. See how I'm holding it up? I'm not holding it to the side, I'm not holding it down front, I'm holding it up. And I'm going to push the pedal for 3 or 4 seconds. Okay. At this time, I'm going to cut that thread. And you want to cut that thread because if you don't, it's going to be all wound up and very confusing. So you're going to cut it off of there. And it's okay if that happens. It'll wind in there. Okay. And then the next step is to wind the bobbin itself. And when you're doing this, you just want to guide with your fingers. I'm going to back up so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. You want to guide it. You don't want to like hold this. You're not trying to give yourself some kind of weird rope burn. Just gently hold on to it and guide it. And you don't really have to move up and down. That will do it on its own. Can you see it's just going up and down on its own? And then you want to wind it. And the whole time you're paying attention that your thread is still here. And you're making sure it's doing what it should be doing. And if you don't hold it, it won't wind nicely. It will sometimes end up very loose. And we need it to be wound nice and tight. And then it will stop automatically. See how it's done? And when it's done, you're done. And you really do need to wind it all the way, because if you don't wind it all the way, then you're going to have to wind it again soon. And if you do a bad job of winding it, you make sad bobbins, like those bobbins right there. We don't want to make sad bobbins, okay? We want to make happy bobbins. Like that. That's a happy bobbin.